Hello again from AirVenture 2003 from Whitman Regional Airport, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Brennan, with me again Arturo Weiss. We're into day 5 now, and some good things to look forward to in this highlights package.
Very special things. We got some aircraft. They're, I guess you could call unusual. For example, the one right behind us, the Airbus Beluga. That's, I would call, the mainstay or the main attraction here at the Airshell Square. And we had a chance to talk with the chief pilot of the Beluga fleet, and he told us a little bit about the mission of the aircraft as well as how it flies. And apparently, according to him, it's much like the A306 one, which was originally designed from. So
certainly the main attraction here. It is, as you know, we've been commenting, a landmark. People are saying, "We'll meet you by the Beluga," and everybody knows what that means. That's not the only aircraft we'll be looking into today.
The NASA ER2, basically a U-2 converted for NASA purposes. Actually, we talked to the pilot who flew that aircraft today, one of 3 pilots that NASA has to fly the aircraft. And he tells us really it's the same as the U-2 that we had back in the 60s. But he's still going to talk about not only the aircraft itself, the mission. And when you're flying at 70,000 feet, apparently things look a little different from up there.
Yes, well, you see the curvature of the Earth, and it's almost in space. I guess that does make it a little different. Those 2 features will be coming up shortly, but first we're going to take one of the hot GA brands for a test fly today.
Hot is the word. Cirrus has really led the pack, especially the last year or two when the GA industry here in the States has just taken a beating. Cirrus has come out with several aircraft and products, and we had a chance to fly the SR-22, which is one of the top-notch and really one of the leaders of its fleets. And the 22 is very roomy inside, has a spectacular glass cockpit, and as you'll see from the great exclusive in-flight footage, it handles quite well in the air as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind one if it was offered to me. And we'll round off the day with just a preview of the Warbirds display that we'll be featuring, and that'll be our main feature tomorrow. We've got the B-17, the B-25, the DC-3, some pyrotechnics, and as I say, that'll be a sort of a prelude to the material coming tomorrow. Plus, we'll also be looking at the vintage and home builds tomorrow as well.
Yes, the National Air Tour, as we mentioned earlier in the week, this is a recreation of the air tours that were back in the 30s, and there's a group out here that's brought several aircraft, the Tri-Motors that we saw in yesterday's coverage, and some others of Bushmasters and so forth. We're going to talk to some of the folks out there and provide you some additional footage of some of the great things this group is doing in the name of the Centennial Flight Celebration, which we're very happy to be involved with.
And just remember, it's easy to sign up to see our 1-hour highlights packages, daily packages here from AirVenture. All you got to do is fill out the registration on the homepage of Airsidetv.com, go through the 3 simple steps, pay your $10. It's absolutely simple. Then you have access and you can view the, well, I would call it the total body of our work from this hallowed event. So do that, and you might not be here at AirVenture in person, but you can be here in spirit by watching the highlights packages. Okay, let's get on with the show. Day 5 highlights. Here we go. AirVenture not only offers many special events and an exciting afternoon air show, but is also known as a venue to promote new aviation technologies. Cirrus used this year's convention to make several announcements, including the new ERV aircraft and a special Centennial of Flight edition plane. AdWeb's Glen had the opportunity to fly the company's SR-22 under the enthusiastic eye of Cirrus's Rodney Belisle. Glen put the aircraft through its paces with some basic airwork, followed by touch and goes at a demanding local airport.
This airplane does have all the bells and whistles for the most part. It does have the TKS de-icing strip out here. It also has a primary flight display, and along with the primary flight display, it also has storm scope, skywatch, and traffic watch, and also engine monitoring. So we can bring that over, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. Primary flight display, basically they've taken the 6-pack and put it into the display. Airspeed indicator here, you do have your airspeed tape like you would in a typical airspeed indicator. It does have your red arc, your green arc, yellow arc, etc. Your attitude indicator, we're in a slant right now, so that's why we're showing a slight little bank. Of course, your altimeter reads over through here with your vertical speed indicator here. Pure airspeed, ground speed indications, all your nav data that you would select would be over here, and then your heading indicator. A couple different modes with the heading indicator. You can go through once you select it, you use one of the bezel keys, and then we can either get rid of these rings for the visuals, go into 120-degree forward view, get rid of those rings again, and then bring it back, whatever your preference is. You can also take these rings and either go all the way down to 1 nautical mile and 2 nautical miles in the outing, or go all the way out to 100 nautical miles or 200 nautical miles on the big side. whatever your preference is. Because with this, what this does is you can actually, whatever information you put in here is going to transpose up here on your multifunction display, and it's also going to transpose on your heading indicator. So we loaded up an approach, an ILS 387 or whatever it might be, it's going to transpose down there so you're not looking all over the cockpit trying to find that information. You also do have some bugging selectors. You got your heading bug. It'll auto-slave up here. You can either sync this bugging right to the top by pushing it in, or you can basically turn it around to whatever heading you're trying to find. If you wanted to set an altitude, we'll go ahead and set that in now. You basically select it. We'll bring it up to 1,000. Select it again. It'll highlight the number that you're going to adjust, and we're going to bring it up to 1,300 feet because that's the altitude that we're going to fly out of here. If you wanted the vertical speed, we just select it with the bezel and bring it up to whatever you're wanting for the vertical speed. It has a nice little magenta bug that would adjust accordingly there as well. We could get our ATIS.
Right. Monitor Oshkosh approach control frequency in 120.7 for runway 7 and frequency. Oshkosh tower controllers will assign either runway 36 left or 36 right. All VFR arrivals should turn transponders to standby within 30 miles of open regional airport. Cancel VFR flight plans with Green Bay radio on 122.25.
Gonna go through and we'll get our altimeter set.
Arrival information, Alpha 1553 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility is 10, sky condition clear. Temperature 24, 2.18, the altimeter is 2988. Turn left into the grass landing runway.
And 780 down there as well. With the primary flight display, you also have some redundancy backup just in case. You have an airspeed indicator down here, an attitude indicator with your ball, and also an altimeter, just in case. Move along to the primary flight display, or the multifunction display. You have 6 different chapters and then some different selections within those chapters. So right now we're on a mapping mode. A few different modes that you can go with the map. You've got a base map, which is what we're looking at now. It's going to show basically like a VFR sectional. You can also select it into an IFR mapping system. It shows your intersections, your Victor Airways, VORs, NDVs, whatever it is you're looking for, along with your ports and airspaces, etc. And a lot of this is all designable in your features. And then you can go and get rid of the water as well and just show a total black screen with the rest of your stuff. You can declutter once you're in that mode. Get rid of your airways, get rid of your VORs, your airports, just leave in your course if that's what you were going to do, and then just go back to having it full. You also have 3 different views. Right now we're in a 120-degree forward view. You can also go through, select a center view, which is what I typically like, and then you also have a north-up view, so whatever your preference is there. While this is running, there's a number of different mini screens. We've got destination screens up here, so where we happen to be going to. Right now we can go into the Garments, put in Oshkosh as our destination. Oshkosh is going to light up there. It's also going to put as our destination, give us a bearing, obviously, to the center of the airport. Once we are moving, it'll tell us how many gallons we're going to have remaining when we get there. Gives us a bunch of other different information, how many gallons we're burning, engine monitoring, etc. That's what that is right there. It's just a little mini engine monitoring page. What this does is it does it into 2 sections. It's not redundant. You have your next waypoint and your ultimate destination. So if you went into your flight plan and you were doing a really long cross country, it'll section all that stuff off for you. Like I said before, we do have traffic watch. We do have storm scope. And in the next page, we have a trip page. In the trip page, you get a bunch of basic information, your bearing, desired track, distance, ETE. You'll also get, if that happens to be the only piece of information in there, you want to pull up info, you get an airport page. So it's going to give you your elevations, it's going to give you your visual on your runways, all your frequencies, runway lengths, runway distances, etc.